It's Friday, January 14th, 2022, and this is Den Excelsior, the mostly Marvel podcast. I'm Dennis, and I'll be your host as we explore the latest Marvel happenings across all media, as well as the occasional off-brand superpowered story. And when I say we, I'm referring to an assembly of nerd Avengers that I'll waste no time introducing. He's back and ready to talk DC for a change. It's Frank. Oh, he's muted too.
I'm actually glad to be talking DC for a change. Like, I'm actually glad there's something positive about the DCEU. That's
why I said it. That's why I said
it.
Yeah,
no, that's what I'm saying. I am. Yeah. No, I'm glad.
Yeah. No,
I was backing you up.
I got you. I was just like,
I don't want to talk anymore now. I want to talk about Marvel stuff now.
I hope you're glad because that's what I put on the thing.
I am glad.
Welcome back. You weren't feeling up to it last week, but we held it down for probably the last Marvel talk we're going to have for a while, or at least entirely Marvel talk. We did Spider-Man last week, and I think we're going to be doing some Peacemaker stuff for the next few weeks. So if that's not your cup of tea, people listening, maybe check back when there's something else to come.
No. Check back. Just leave a like if you don't.
Yeah. Listen to Frank.
Leave a like and comment.
We have another person returning that's been gone for a little bit. He's our man behind the switches. It's Ricky.
Hey, I'm back.
Ricky's back.
Yep, I'm back
again.
But there's a good chance Ricky might not be here next week based on that mask he's wearing right now.
Yeah, I got COVID. It's a fun update in my life. So wearing the mask out of protection of everyone in my household.
Yeah.
I don't believe that's actually Ricky. Say something only Ricky would say.
Frank's wife likes me.
That's true. No, that was true.
That was true. Yeah, you're a time traveler.
The time traveler's wife.
There was
only Ricky of the past.
There was only 1 month in the history of our show where Frank's wife liked Ricky.
She was a huge fan.
And then she actually paid attention to what he says.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, we do also have a guest, so we should probably bring them out too. Since we mentioned, Peacemaker is what we're going to be talking about. They actually dropped 3 episodes this week, and because of that, I needed a guest I could count on to binge all of it in time since it came out all yesterday. So I called on a good friend of the show. Welcome back, Clarke.
Hello.
There were so many ruder ways I could have said that, but I was like, I need a nerd that will just super geek out on about 2.5 hours of content.
And I found one.
I found one. I always
Frank,
have one.
I just have to apologize for the first time when I was impersonating you, and your wife was very kind.
She's a little too kind.
It's really funny.
She loves your voice, Clarke. She loves your radio voice. Like when you do the radio voice. I don't think she's watching right now, but if you wouldn't mind just dropping a little line for her.
It's really funny that Clarke brought that up. Oh, sorry. Drop a line.
I'll even Venmo you some $10 like cameo.
What's her first name?
Sarah.
Oh, shit.
Thank you, Sarah, for listening. It is definitely a pleasure, and we really hope you stay tuned for the rest of the show.
You're gonna see that number in the top corner just go up. So many viewers.
Whoa! It did. It just jumped.
Whoa! It just jumped up to 1.
It just went like crazy. Sorry. So Clarke, I think it's funny that you brought that specific moment up because it's actually when I was doing research to come out with that video that was like the big giant recap of the year. I came across your first episode on this show, and it was in fact the episode where Frank couldn't make it. It was our first time having Frank not be able to be on the show. And so we're like, Clarke, could you fill in for Frank? Because he was going to be late, I think is what it was. Frank showed up. Frank showed up about 15, 20 minutes late. And so we started that show with a gimmick where you were pretending to be Frank. And then we just kind of like by the time Frank finally showed up, and you dropped the you know the act, we just moved right into the news, and then we went into the spotlight and did the whole show. And then the next time you came back, we're like, oh, okay, Clarke's back, blah blah blah. And so you've been back on the show so many times that I took it for granted that I never asked you the question that every other guest got asked the first time they were on the show. I want to say almost every other guest. There were 2 other ones that got weird. But so
it got weird. It was Louis C.K. and it was Kevin Spacey.
So I just wanted, so basically, if you don't know what I'm talking about, like, last year we had a themed question that I asked everybody on their first time on the show. And I feel bad because I never got to ask you that question. And we have a new one this year. So I figured we're just going to double up and we're going to ask you both questions. You get to answer them both before we move on to the rest
what
of the show.
What does DC mean to me?
No, that's not it. But your first question that you're finally going to get to answer for us is, what does Marvel mean to you? And then the second one is, what nerd content outside of Marvel gives you life and why? Go, Clarke. And then also, if the guys have follow-ups, you have to answer those too.
Oh, you have to? He has to? Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
First off, for the Marvel one, it's been said before, my favorite hero is Spider-Man. Always been in. It's almost a broken record. People talk about Marvel, how Marvel heroes are always fractured. There's always something flawed. There's something wrong with them. That's what makes them relatable. And I agree with that. Again, I like DC. I like other things, but Marvel it's always been the place where I think the most interesting stories are told. And it has more of my favorite characters, and I've always really enjoyed it. And so it's just the place where I just keep going back. And it has Spider-Man, it has Daredevil, and it has so many great ways to bring them all together. And I like the way that they tell the stories. So Marvel has been a great source of inspiration and also entertainment.
Okay.
So
I felt the passion there. And so the other one, I guess, is like, I don't want to assume that Marvel's your most favorite thing. It could be, but even if it is, what is the other thing that gives you life that's not Marvel, and why?
So that's video games. I love video games. I love the history of video games. I've actually read books about the history of video games and the old Sega Nintendo wars, but also how they came about. Probably because as the oldest one in the group, I started with Pong when I was a little kid, and I've played video games my whole life. And so again, I geek out about them. I have every system almost, and so I have both Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo, and I really enjoy. I mean, the games like Mass Effect, the Zelda games, the Marios, and then up to what we're playing now. Spending that year, the first year of COVID, playing Division was an amazing geek out. That was great. So I would say that's my other big geek passion is, again, I don't just play them. I also really like seeing behind the scenes. I like seeing who's working on them. I love the music of them. I like following what's popular, what's not, and the business of it and such. And and I have a lot of friends that work in the industry. And
right there with you. I to this day listen to probably about 5 hours of video game podcasts in all news, commentary, different types of content. Even though I play a lot less games than I do or have in the past. But I think video games are especially cool because it's like this weird medium where its creation is still relatively new. So a lot of people who are at the ground floor are still alive and were able to talk about what they created, and especially see them talk with contemporaries. Like it's probably some of the coolest thing, coolest little piece of history that you can find.
One of the nerdiest things I did was I went to the very first concert of Video Games Live. That was at the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh man!
And the very first one, they had like Nolan Bushnell, Hideo Kojima, just huge guest lists of character and people who had been instrumental in video games, and then hearing the music played live there at the Hollywood Bowl. And now it tours around the whole world, still to this day playing it. And I was there at the very first concert there of it. And again, that was bringing it all together.
Clarke, we got a shirt question in the audience. Got to ask, what does your shirt say, Clarke?
So my shirt says Procrastination University, putting off tomorrow what could be done today. And so it's just a classic that both a friend and I, my friend Alina and I, we both have copies of the shirt, and we shouldn't procrastinate, people. It's a challenge. So there's the.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
he did the thing. He did the thing.
thing.
We always have people asking us to stand up and show our shirts, and we're like, no. We're like,
I did it
We're
because
not
I'm a
good.
guest.
All right. Well, as you can see, we do have people in the audience asking questions of our guests. So let me get some formalities out of the way that includes.
Oh, wait,
talking
before you do, I thought we were told we could ask Clarke follow-up questions.
Oh, you can go for it.
Sick. Okay, so top 3 Marvel heroes that are your favorites.
Well, Spider-Man, Daredevil, that's the easy part. And third, just because I just have never seen him get the love, even though he's my favorite X-Men, is Cyclops.
Hey,
someday Cyclops will get the love.
You mean like on in cinema and TV shows and stuff?
He gets-
I mean,
he
John
gets
Marston
plenty-
and
Yeah.
Ty Sheridan didn't do it for you?
You mean James?
Or
You
James
mean
Marston?
James
No,
Marston?
James
John Marston from Red
From
Dead.
Red Dead.
Yeah, we were talking about
Right.
video games for a minute.
Yes.
I mean,
okay,
shit,
so-
sign him up. He'd make a good Cyclops.
Hey, he'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
So favorite top 3 favorite video games all time.
My favorite video of all time is Final Fantasy VI.
6, nice. Kefka.
Yeah, Kefka. I love that game so much. So that's my favorite of the Final Fantasy. Let's see, and then probably the original Zelda.
Yes, Lindsay knows that if Cyclops is your favorite, it means that you're a cop. It's true.
He's a cop.
He's also my favorite X-Man too. So I mean,
He's gonna narc us out.
We're
Actually,
both
he's my
cops.
favorite too.
we're both
He's my
cops.
favorite too. No, I thought he was great. What's the third video game, Clarke?
And then let's see, the third one, City of Heroes. The time we had playing that was special, and it's
That's
gone
interesting.
now.
Yeah.
But that for that period of time when we were all playing City of Heroes and we were going to the conventions, like meeting other people and actually meeting the artists and such, that was a great time.
That's
And,
interesting because I think your opinion of that transcends the actual game itself.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree that probably
So,
is.
yeah.
Because I went back.
It was fun.
I went back and reloaded it because they have a private server that goes.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, I couldn't serve it. But the experience of playing with friends or playing with people together at that time, was great. So that was a good. That was a good experience.
Those parties were really good too. Free booze, free food. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And free in-game items.
Yeah, that too, I guess. Yeah, that too, nerd. But remind me to talk to you about
Those are called
Glenn
NFTs
McDonald,
now.
Clarke. He's a video game composer, and he's got this Kickstarter, and he's working with other video game composers, and he's making like this crazy album. But we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it in the
Nice.
What do we call that thing? The one-stop shop. The one-stop talk shop.
I think that's called the soapbox.
Yeah, the
Frank.
soapbox. That's it. The soapbox.
And I'm going to segue in
Sponsored
and
by
talk about
Dove.
all the other things that we're going to get to.
Get the formalities out of the way.
Yeah, thanks, Frank. As advertised, people, we will be putting a spotlight on Peacemaker episodes 1 through 3 today. But before that, we'll be catching up, a bit more, so you can chat a little bit more after I'm done doing my spiel here. We also have some nerd news to discuss and a round of trivia that we call Contest of Champions. For those of you just joining us live right now, don't be shy. We'll be checking the comments regularly, and if you can't get enough of us, you should visit www.patreon.com/genxmedia, where you'll find a variety of creative offerings, including recent episodes of our live after show, which Frank just mentioned, the Soapbox. Patrons get exclusive access to chat with us, but if that's not your thing, don't worry. We'll be releasing it to the public next week. We're also kind of using the Soapbox as an interesting place right now to talk about shows that don't really quite fit into the mostly Marvel one that are very popular among people in our groups, in our social circles. So like particularly, we're talking a lot of Boba Fett lately on that show. So if you're interested in our opinions of Boba Fett, definitely check out the Soapbox either live tonight after this show or next week when it goes up on or for free on YouTube.
That's funny. If you're interested in hearing us dunk on Boba Fett all night, please come by.
Probably, yeah.
We have opinions.
I dunked on it pretty hard last week, and that episode went up live, or it went up available to the public on Wednesday. So if you haven't caught that, check that out later too.
Which episode was that? The electric slide episode, the one that ended on him doing the electric slide with the Tuskens. Okay, cool.
Yes, it's that one. It's that one for sure. All right, so like Ricky or Frank, you're welcome to ask Clarke any more questions, or we could just move on to the news, whichever you want to do.
Ricky, you got a question?
Or Clarke can ask us questions.
Yeah, ask us a question, Clarke.
Yeah, you're our guest. You ask us questions. You make us questions.
Let's see. What is a Marvel or a comic property that you haven't seen yet made into a video game that you would like to see?
Daredevil has never made it to the light of day.
If Rocksteady made a Daredevil game,
yeah,
I know, for reals.
Wouldn't that just be the
except
Batman
the screen would be all black. It'd be annoying.
You're so naive,
Or it'd be blue and Evanescence would be playing.
Right?
That would,
no,
it
is not just the Batman game.
It is just the Batman game.
No, it's not. Does
The
Batman
Batman
go
game
to court? Does Batman go to court?
All right,
Dude,
you mix
with Phoenix Wright.
Holy
yeah,
you know where we're going.
oh man, that is amazing.
Does
So
Batman
like,
go to
Phoenix
court?
Wright game with Batman, that would be amazing. I would die. I would die
You
for
do,
that.
you
Not
do
even
Batman
that.
fighting with Telltale courtroom scenes, and you're good to go.
No, not Telltale.
Not Telltale.
Phoenix
Stop
Wright.
with- Yeah, Phoenix
Wright.
Wright.
Yeah.
No.
You ever played
Yeah.
Phoenix Wright, Ricky?
I played one of them.
Play one of them. Eh?
I'm just saying, a Daredevil game is
Too much reading.
what the hell?
you're right. If Ricky wanted to read, he'd go to school, right?
Ricky, answer Clarke's question.
Oh man, what property?
No, I didn't say ask Clarke's question.
Well, no, it was what video game property or what property in general?
What
Marvel?
property
What Marvel
would
property?
you like to see made as a video game
Oh
that
man,
hasn't yet?
I would want like a cool ass like Iron Man game. I mean, there was the movie tie-in games, right? And he's in the fighting.
No,
And they have the VR, but I can't play that because
Yeah.
they don't have VR. So it's
Wait,
like,
did you
why
see
not?
Iron Man? Iron Man had a 360 game. Xbox.
yeah, he has a
360.
lot of games.
Do they have a 360 game?
Is it
Aside from the
360?
movie
It's
game?
not VR?
Yeah, that's not VR.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the
Yeah.
movie game either.
In fact, in that game, you had to get that game in order to get a trophy unlocked in the Incredible Hulk game that followed it. I know this because I only played the Iron Man game to get that trophy in Incredible Hulk.
But they were movie games, right?
Yeah, it was I think it was loosely based on the first movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually have toys that are from that game.
Oh, that
that
Patara
are
game.
that they made toys that are considered MCU character figures because
That's kind of cool.
it's that game is in the MCU, but it's a totally separate Iron Man story.
The VR one's pretty dope. I like that one.
Frank, what's your question or what's your answer to this question?
Simple. Darkhawk. Darkhawk all the way, baby. See, that would be sick because I would imagine it has the changing, like he could change from his alter ego into Darkhawk, like at the push of a button, and then like do little missions and stuff. That'd be freaking fantastic.
I'd like a Souls type game, but with Ghost Rider.
Yes.
I'd settle for a Road Rash type game, but with Ghost Rider.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay,
too.
I like that one too. Why can't it be like Dark Souls, but then there's some writing sequences? where
You
have
mean
to-
Road
yeah.
Rash
Yeah,
sequences?
some road rash sequences.
Yes.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in. I want your guys' game actually. More than mine.
Marvel, call us if you need help. We're good. We're
Yeah.
here. We're here for you.
Yeah, we're the idea guys. They're like, design us a level. We're like, nope, we just come up
No.
with the idea.
No,
Just the
Just
ideas.
the ideas. Just the ideas. Yeah. All right. Is it time, Ricky?
It is time for Do-do-do-do-do. That's
I
the
love
first
that
time I've
Ricky.
seen that.
I love that Ricky. No, that's not true because you watched our show last week.
I have some of it.
Rude.
It's not in my writer, so
You don't watch the shows if you're not on them. That's so rude.
you know.
I love that tagline. We're pretty current.
Yeah,
We're pretty
I mean,
current.
I think it's pretty honest, right? It's
Yeah.
honest.
Alrighty. Well, let's kick this puppy off.
Yeah. Don't worry, Lindsay. I'll work on that. We gotta splice in those doot-doots that you started the news with. You had to do some extra doot-doots.
Wait, why are we talking about kicking puppies first off?
What?
What?
Wait, what
You
are we
guys said
talking
let's
about?
kick this puppy off.
Oh, that was
yeah.
Ricky.
Yeah.
I didn't
no,
say that.
Yeah, we're kicking puppies.
Man.
2022, baby.
Kicking puppies, baby. Wait.
So Black Panther 2 resumes filming. So it's been kind of little interesting with this schedule. This is all coming from the Hollywood Reporter. As you kind of recall, last year Letitia Wright, who's in the movie, got injured on set, and it was a pretty severe injury, so she had to take some time off. And filming was set to resume, I won't say 2 weeks ago, and then they had a COVID outbreak on set. But all that has passed, and they are back to filming. One little tidbit from this article that kind of has a lot of people talking are sources are saying that Winston Duke had renegotiated his contract as part of this delay or part of this gap for his new heftier role in the film.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of speculation is that given Letitia Wright's off camera incidences, they're kind of retweaking the story, but that's all hearsay. But kind of what your guys' thoughts are, and I guess excited for Black Panther 2.
Yeah, I think you've been dancing around it, but Letitia is reportedly extremely anti-vax, and it's making things very complicated for the filming of a giant production like that show.
Well,
like
specifically, it was the issue of her getting injured and needing to go back home, which is in the UK, and then having to come back here to film. It caused a lot more issues with the
because she's not vaccinated and
Exactly.
doesn't want to be. Yes, and because she doesn't want to be. Hey man, it's it's your company, and if the company you work for has specific requirements and you don't want to fulfill those requirements, they have no choice but to work around that, right, and figure out a different way to go. So it's unfortunate. Like if I think a lot of fans really wanted to see the promise fulfilled of Shuri becoming a Black Panther, but like
I think you'll see that still in the movie, though. It's will she remain by the end? That's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
But turmoil aside, it's still supposed to come out to November 11th this year.
Mm-hmm.
So fingers crossed that everything gets wrapped up and we're still good to go.
Yeah. I want to be excited for it, but
it's weird, right? Like out of the stuff coming out this year, like the Black Panther sequel is like the least exciting one, right?
Well, I'm still excited for it.
It's because there's such the guy died, man. Like it sucks. Like it's like
it's a weird hurdle that it's a very uphill battle that I don't think people want them to go down.
Yeah. Well, because here's the thing, like, and this I think Frank can speak to this too. Like, whether or not you enjoy the first outing of any Marvel characters, like in their first movie, they usually come back a lot stronger. You know what I mean? Like the characters, like as we keep the train moving, it becomes more and more fun to see them interact with other characters and stuff like that. So the second one, in most cases, with the exception of maybe Thor, the second one offers a lot of cool potential, and it's kind of frustrating because he doesn't get to do his second one. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But the rest of the cast is great too, and if they want to do a story with just the rest of the cast, that's cool. I'm down to see it, but it's all the drama off screen that really makes it.
Yeah, you're just adding salt at that point.
Yeah. I think the next movie, had to go in this direction. I am excited to see Shuri potentially as the Black Panther and such, but I don't agree with never having T'Challa. I mean, with the metaverse or the multiverse, later on. I mean, I don't think, as much as I love Chadwick Boseman, I don't think he would have wanted that character to die with him. I think it's too good a character.
Just bring back
Peacemaker. So later, I'd like another. I would like them to recast it and use the multiverse or something and bring T'Challa back into the universe, because he's such a good character and so important. So, but I totally get why right now, though. I mean, we need a buffer between. So I'm looking
and maybe this movie is the buffer, and then the third one just gives us a hologram.
And I really Ryan Coogler is still in charge. He's still doing it. He's an amazing director and writer, and so I'm like, I trust these filmmakers, and
everything that man touches is gold. So
yeah, I'm excited.
I mean, it's a very small amount of things, but yes.
I mean, but they're pretty solid. Three movie track record.
Yeah. How does he go to the bathroom if that's the case?
I mean, you can find ways.
Yeah.
All right. And another piece of news coming in just within the past hour, we get our first look at Leslie Grace as a Batgirl.
All right, Leslie Mann is Batgirl.
Are you ready to see the Batgirl?
Leslie Mann.
They got Leslie Mann on loan.
Leslie Mann as Batgirl. No,
that looks
that is interesting.
That looks pretty legit, man.
That looks like
let me scoot you guys over.
That looks like Yvonne Craig. Yvonne Craig.
Yeah, it has the shiny. 50. But it has. Oh yeah, it does. It has the boots.
She has the boots.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is Batgirl. Yeah,
I like it.
Not bad.
It looks cool.
I was hesitant to like this comic when it came out. I want to say a couple years ago, maybe 5 years ago, something like that, because she immediately Stephanie Brown was Batgirl for a second, and then immediately replaced by Barbara Gordon in this costume, and I'm all like, man, this is stupid.
That's Stephanie Brown's function, is to always get replaced immediately.
Big time. And then so I started reading this, and I'm all like, man, I'm not gonna like it, and I'm all like, I kind of like this. And then I just kept reading it.
Is she playing Barbara
Gordon?
I
read most of the Cassandra Cain.
Yeah, she's playing Barbara Gordon.
Cassandra Cain is great,
and I loved that run.
Doesn't she end up in a wheelchair at some point?
I thought it was kind of tragic that they made Cassandra Cain a bad guy.
Yeah.
It depends on what universe, because she's not in a wheelchair anymore.
Yeah,
true.
Not anymore.
So it's a reminder: J.K. Simmons is going to be reprising his role as Commissioner Gordon, and then Michael Keaton will be playing Batman.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean reprising his role? Oh,
Gordon.
No, sorry. This is going to be in the same universe as Justice League, not the Batman. Gotcha.
Not the Batman.
Not the Batman. Yeah.
Okay, I was confused.
This is the indefinite article Batman. This is a Batman.
Okay.
Brendan Fraser is going to be playing Firefly.
Brendan Fraser, not the Brendan Fraser.
Not the Brendan Fraser.
Nice.
And this is the direct to HBOMAX movie. As a reminder too.
Oh no.
Well, I don't think yet.
Maybe unburdened by Hollywood.
Hey man,
okay.
That wasn't a snub.
Direct to HBO.
That wasn't a snub. It was just a
no, that's fine. No, now that I think about it, okay. Sorry, I reacted, guys. I'm sorry. I retract my reaction.
Yeah.
Because Doom Patrol was straight to
and
to
Disney Plus,
Yeah, you gotta have a few exclusives on your app to bring people in, not just shows but movies. Disney Plus pretty much does that to every other Pixar movie. They're like, you're going straight to the app. You don't get to go to theaters anymore.
What was Encanto? Was that Pixar or was that Disney?
That was Disney, but that had a theater run for about a month, and then they moved it.
Yeah,
a theatrical run. That's cool. But speaking of the Peacemaker himself, while doing some press, our boy John Cena's a terrible picture.
That's the best picture you could find of John.
He was going around, and just sharing his audition rejections for some past superhero roles, and there was kind of two big ones that kind of stood out. So, you want me to read it quote for quote?
I mean,
sure.
We're at your mercy. We're at your mercy.
Alrighty. I can't tell you how many superhero roles I've been rejected for. Shazam is certainly one. There was a brief try at the Deadpool universe. He's referencing Cable in that one as well. But he just goes on the site how Shazam was the one that he really had his eye on and the one that hurt the most. So Shazam and Cable.
I'm glad he's not Shazam.
He would make a good Shazam, though.
I think he would have made a good Shazam.
I think
he has the physique
I
for
love him.
Shazam.
I love him he's got a weird physique that's way funnier as
he's a
Peacemaker.
Buff dude.
Yeah, but he's a squatty dude. That's the weird part. So like Shazam needs to like actually be the same size
It
as
needs to be
Superman.
Superman-esque. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to like Shazam is so close to Superman that he can actually pass for a doppelganger of Superman.
Yeah, but they make Tom Cruise look tall all the time. Same with Robert Downey Jr. They make him look tall.
That's fair, but
but
John
Cena
Cena
is
has a giant
proportionate.
head. Yeah, he
Yeah.
has a giant head on his body.
That's
I
true.
mean, we're not trying to body shame him, but I'm just saying that's a huge head on that body. Okay,
Maybe they could do like the Hobbit and make him like shrink down his body parts.
Depth of
Maybe
field
hire
trickery.
tall or short people that work with him.
All right. Well, how about Cable? You think he would have been a good Cable?
I can only say that like Cable's main draw is not the muscles. It's not. So like, I think you need to have a lot more acting chops.
I disagree.
To be Cable.
And anything that I can't even think of his name. Anything that Liefeld draws has got to have muscles. It's got to have like muscles on top.
No, but it's not the main defining feature of
John
like,
Cena has feet.
Cable.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got to have muscles, no feet, and lots of pouches. That's it. That's all you need.
That's John Cena. Right there.
I like Josh Brolin, but my number one pick for the character is still Stephen Lang. It should have been Stephen Lang all the way.
Stephen Lang.
Yeah,
Who's Stephen Lang? Which one's Stephen Lang?
From Avatar.
Remember that movie?
Last
Like
Airbender?
Michael Chandler was in the running for Cable.
Oh, Stephen Lang. Oh shoot, that would have been good.
Yeah, he would have been. He would have been the guy.
Yeah,
they did a lot.
Like,
they had some
if
really
you have
good
Stephen
fan art
Lang and you have Josh
as
Brolin
Cable.
like interested in your role, you're gonna take Brolin.
That's
every
true.
Time.
Yeah.
Stephen Lang play in The Last Airbender?
He didn't.
Different Avatar.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on.
And last little bit of news. It's reported that Moon Knight is going to debut this upcoming March on the 30th.
It's it's unofficially reported.
Unofficially reported.
You're breaking news here. If it ends up being
unofficially
true,
reported.
It's breaking rumors, guys.
If it's not true, blame Ricky.
If it's not true, blame me. But it does slot in to the schedule. It would come in right before Doctor Strange and end before Doctor Strange.
I would think they would want to release it on like a night with like a lunar event or something.
Ooh,
like
that'd be cool.
The lunar solstice.
I don't think they're that smart.
I like Moon Knight's movie Unbreakable. Also Sixth Sense is pretty cool.
Well, he doesn't actually get powers from the moon, right? He's just a moon god. Like he doesn't like charge his crystals. Like
no, he's crazy. It's dubious whether there even is a moon god.
Is he laying crystals out to charge?
Is he what?
Laying like crystals out to charge in a full moon bath or whatever?
Where are you getting
what
crystals?
the heck?
I'm just there are people. Well, Clarke brought up the lunar thing. I know people get crazy with the crystals and the moon and the moon baths and the.
Are you speaking from personal experience? Like
I'm just saying, if a dude named Moon Knight, does he have crystals that he charges with the moon?
I get the stretch, Ricky. I get the stretch.
Okay,
it's interesting, but not that we know.
Okay.
I didn't know you charge crystals by moon. I didn't even know you had to charge crystals.
I don't know, dude. Go to any like back of Spencer's. You'll find like a crystal kit that you charge. And
whenever I see those salt ones, I try to lick them, man. Those things are dangerous around me. I treat them like I'm a baby horse trying to lick the little
like
salt crystals.
Lick? Oh, like
yeah, the salt crystals.
The lamps.
Yeah, the lamps. Have you ever?
Yeah.
Give them a good lick next time you see one. Tell them Frank sent you
for sure.
Tell them
that's how I got COVID. I licked the. That's the news.
You're lucky we didn't have people rate this news this time.
You can rate it.
I'd give it 3 Moon Nights.
Yeah,
3 Moon Nights, 3 moon crystals.
I give it 3 charged, 3 fully charged.
What was the McDonald's moon?
Oh my God,
Mac Tonight.
Mac the Knife.
Yeah,
Mac Tonight.
Yeah, bring him back. The OG Moon Knight.
Yeah. Bring him back.
That's the OG Moon Knight.
All right.
He's the original. He's the original Mark Spector.
Dare I ask, Ricky, if you are ready to present the game that you prepared for us this week?
I am. The game I worked so hard on.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, like 15 minutes before.
Worked over a hot stove to make this game. Walked uphill both ways.
Do it. Go.
Alrighty.
Wait, I just remembered that Moon Knight Shyamalan also did freaking Avatar, The Last Airbender that you guys were referencing. with
Oh,
that.
No.
man.
No, that's not what I referenced.
Pretty sure that was him.
Well, it's time for Contest of Champions.
I will
Trademark.
give him no credit for that.
Yeah, no quarter will be given.
Trademark not acquired.
Okay, this week's game is K-pop or Marvel.
All right. All right. I think I
got
like this. I like this.
A
like
few
the
names I'm going to
premise.
throw out there, and you're going to tell me if they're a K-pop star or a K-pop group or a Marvel character.
Wait,
Yes.
just to check. Is it always or can there be an and?
There can always be an and.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Alrighty. So the
Because
first name,
you shit a brick when you're like, oh, it can't be and when I did this. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Allowed
the
to
first name, Red Velvet. Are they K-pop or are they a Marvel?
That's K-pop.
I'll go with Clarke on this.
I would agree with Clarke.
Clarke was pretty solid on that.
Yeah, if
answer.
Clarke's solid on it, I'm with
I
Clarke.
just to be clear, you know that Clarke lived in Korea for many years of his
It
life.
is K-pop.
Yeah, but all my
Yeah.
K-pop groups are now like the parents of the current K-pop groups.
Right? Oh, okay.
Are they all legacies like that?
Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Are they?
scary when I realized, when I started listening to K-pop was over 20 years ago. And I'm like,
Is it like it's like
they're
Menuda?
not making albums anymore. They don't have like a Rolling Stone, or they probably do. I just don't
Reunion
know
tour?
them.
The Mick Jagger of K-pop.
It's like a Rolling Stone K-pop cover band. That'd be amazing. Though I got to start that. I got to go, guys.
That's your new cafe idea.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Next name.
Hold on. Hey,
K-pop.
hold on. Before you do it, Lindsay is just asking, did you account for the Clarke effect?
I didn't.
he-
I totally did not plan for this.
Whoa, you randomly planned a K-pop trivia question with Clarke here? That's awesome.
Sweet.
This
That's
is
pretty
awesome.
good.
Alrighty. The
That's
next
pretty
I'm just really
solid.
happy I got the first one right because I make no guarantees for the rest of it.
I believe in you, Clarke.
Well, we guarantee that we'll be following you no matter if you're right or wrong.
Pretty much. Unless he's wrong.
Unless he's all the Dark Phoenix, then we're like,
Could be both.
obviously both.
Mm-hmm.
K-pop or Marvel? Pixie.
That's Marvel.
Yeah, I think that's Marvel.
It's 100% Marvel. She's in X-Men First Class. No, sorry.
Oh, right. No, wait, no.
They called her Angel in that
Yeah, they called
movie,
her
but there
Angel.
is a character like her
Is
in
this the one
X-Men
with
comics.
the bug wings?
Yeah, the one that looks like
Yeah,
a pixie.
That's not what I think a Pixie.
She
looks
was
like.
in. Wasn't she a New
Yeah,
Mutant?
that's what a
I thought
pixie
she was
looks
a
like.
New
Yeah,
Mutants.
she's a.
Not the movie New Mutants. But
She's definitely a mutant.
Well,
Absolutely.
who cares what she looks like? Because you are correct. Pixie
She is.
is a Marvel character.
Yeah.
I guess she does have
That's-
bug wings.
I'm
That looks like a
trying to
Greg.
think
That
of.
looks like a Greg Land drawing
Yeah.
right there.
Lindsay has a riddle that I don't know the answer to.
Oh,
and
what?
I'm frantically.
That's a
trying
good
to
question.
Is
remember
this
how
like
to
a
say
bonus?
plate
Is this
in
like a bonus
Korean.
round of the game?
Yeah.
Clarke, if Cyclops was were a Korean dish, what would he be? You can take your time to answer that
It would
one.
have to
But
be
for right
something
now,
spicy, right?
let's keep going on this one, and Clarke can answer that question
Okay.
at the end.
Pentagon. K-pop or Marvel?
Would you call him Lady Gaga?
Pentagon.
Oh, Pentagon.
I'm gonna guess K-pop.
All right, I'm going with Clarke.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Clarke. K-pop.
That sounds like a K-pop name.
Mm-hmm.
The mighty Pentagon is indeed a K-pop.
That is way more
group.
than 5. I thought it was gonna be a 5-person K-pop.
You
team.
would think it would be.
They have
Yeah.
like a starting basketball team
Maybe
right
they were
there
counting
with
all
a bench.
sides and edges,
Oh, okay.
or sides and angles. Yeah.
Does Pentagon translate to Korean? Like, does
It means
something else?
9-sided in Korea, actually.
Well, I'm sure
I
they
don't
have.
know.
I don't know how to say it in Korean. I didn't learn geometry.
Alrighty.
You didn't take your Korean geometry class in the language classes?
한국말로 조금 이야기할 수 있어요.
Oh, there you go. That's how you say Pentagon.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that
Well-
might have been the dish for Cyclops. I don't know.
Whatever Cyclops
It
is,
could be either.
he needs
Look
to
at
be
bulldog, fire chicken.
Fire
he needs
chicken?
to be some mean cuisine. Mean cuisine. Is that K-pop or Marvel?
Is it?
Mean-
Wait, are you saying mean cuisine or something other than cuisine?
Mean cuisine.
Okay, you are saying cuisine. I'll forgive the COVID for that one. I'm gonna say that's a Marvel character.
Clark, the K-pop fan.
Gosh, main cuisine. I'm gonna go Marvel. That's weird.
Frank.
Marvel also. I'll follow. Oh shit!
It is
Yes.
Marvel, the mighty Mean Cuisine,
Mean cuisine. Just
made
make
out
sure
of
I'm saying it right.
fruit, steak with banana brows, is indeed a Marvel character.
Because if it was Korean, it would be Mean Cuisine.
BTS fans. I didn't know that button did that. I wouldn't have pushed it otherwise. I'm gonna stop trying to push buttons. I just wanted to see what it said, and then I didn't think it was gonna show the entire world.
I love that Joel tried to insult us and spelled it wrong.
Yeah.
Naked baby.
Don't front. You guys know you're a BYS fan, and then he had to immediately correct his spelling.
Yeah, I love
Yes,
Biss.
yes.
Yeah,
I like
Biss
BTS.
is awesome.
tomato biss.
Last one on the list. Magma. K-pop or Marvel.
That's. I mean, I
Well,
think
there
we all
is
know
a-
that. We all know
she,
that one.
She was the main character in X-Men Legends, I think.
Yeah, she was.
Magma.
I
She's-
think it's an
she's-
and.
She's also one of the only New Mutants that I don't have a figure of. She's
They never made
she's,
one?
she's from the New Mutants comic, the Demon Bear story.
Oh.
So I 100% know this answer because I read that comic last year.
Well, Dennis,
Just the same. I'm gonna go with what Clark says.
you are correct.
Dang.
I know I am.
But apparently, Magma is also the name of a K-pop group
Yeah,
Nice.
I would have gone and.
whose
with that.
photo I could not locate except for their logo.
That's Magneto's logo.
Yeah, I know. They're Magnetos. The Magnetos.
They're Magnetos.
That's cool.
And that's it. That's our K-pop or Marvel game.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Chimp
You know what? I actually really appreciate the effort or the poll that you did there because I know you were struggling to come up with a game.
The 10 minutes for the show.
That's a really clever one.
That's good.
I just think, oops, for doing that with Clark because like he's gonna know all the answers.
I mean, it's good we had an expert though.
We did have an expert, so that was a pretty good one. I would like to see that game come back.
That was
Okay,
fun.
That was
There
a
could
fun
be
one.
variations.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, obviously don't just do K-pop, but definitely if next time if you got
I'll
a
do
different
porn
like
stars or Marvel for Frank.
yeah, but
Deal.
next time just double check with us if the guest happens to be a specialist in that subject beforehand.
So Frank's a specialist in that game.
Yeah. But I like that one. That was pretty good. Cool. And we're all winners because we all
If you don't play for
we all
games, yeah.
agreed with Clark unless we absolutely already knew the answer anyways. Good job. We're winners, guys.
We're
All right.
Winners.
I think it's time to finally do the thing that we promised we'd do.
All right.
You guys ready? You guys
Off with
ready?
the shirts, guys.
Do it, Ricky.
Do it.
No. Whoop. We've waited long enough, and not to take our shirts off, by the way. It's time to put a spotlight on Peacemaker episodes 1 through 3 because they gave us 3 because that's what HBOMAX likes to do.
A good little
when
gift.
Yeah, it is a nice little gift. But before we do that, spoiler warning: if you haven't watched it yet, we understand because it literally just came out yesterday. But please turn away and come back when you have had a chance to watch all 3. You'll thank us later.
Is there a lot to spoil for this first 3 episodes?
Yeah, because like every moment that makes you laugh is something that we're gonna probably talk about, and
That's true.
you know what I mean. Like I mean, that question coming from you is dubious at best, anyways, because like you don't think anything is spoilable. So
I mean,
I mean,
He's all, and
yeah.
then the sled was Rosebud. It's
yeah,
all good.
exactly. So we're just saying, like if you want to be surprised by the things that happen in the show and haven't had time to watch it, just come back and watch the show later when it's not live. It's fine. We'll still,
but there's like a
we'll still be
2-week
fun.
gap, right, from episodes 1 through 3 to 4.
No, 4 is next week.
It's 4 next week.
Yeah, next
Yeah.
week.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. I thought there was the gap.
There's
for some reason.
No, there's an episode every week until March. Yeah, this show's
Alright.
going to keep us. This show's going to pay the bills for the next few months, guys. We're good
Yep,
to go.
he's the best Marvel character in.
Yeah, but yes, to Frank's point, yes, this is the mostly Marvel podcast, and sometimes we like to flex that mostly because sometimes there's just not a Marvel show or movie.
They're
or
taking a
something
break. You know, we
that
got
we
a
want to
Doctor
see.
Strange to look
Yeah.
forward to.
We're not complaining either. They gave us a solid year, and
Yeah.
so we're happy to have some
On
DC content
March
to talk about.
30th, we may have a Moon Knight. So
Yeah, here's exactly. Here's the general rule, and this is something that Stan Lee always said. This is why he always referred to DC as the distinguished competition. The creativity of one company is directly impacted by that of the other. So whenever one does something cool, it motivates the other to do something cool.
Yeah.
And I think Peacemaker sets the highest of bars for this year. For this year, that is a high bar.
I
It
think
is
the
awesome.
way it's pretty funny because you think about like Wade Wilson and then you think about Slade Wilson and you're like, I don't know, guys. I think that's just a blatant ripoff.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. But
well, let me ask you this before we get into all of it.
okay.
Was Suicide Squad your favorite piece of superhero content last year?
It was one of my favorite pieces of superhero content.
It-
I think
it would've been
Spider-Man's a
until
no-brainer.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Spider-Man's a
That
no-brainer.
was number 2.
Yeah, it was my number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry.
It
like,
was so not my number 2.
What was your number 2, Clark?
please don't say
Or are you
Shang-Chi.
making a poop
Please don't
joke?
say Shang-Chi.
I will not say Shang-Chi.
Are you gonna say BTS or BVS or whatever it was?
BYS.
MODOK?
BYS.
No, definitely not MODOK. Yeah, I would say probably Falcon Winter Soldier or
Really? That's a hot
or
take.
WandaVision, which I liked more, I think, the most of all of us, but we went through that.
But that's
Back in
that's
WandaVision.
only because Wonder Woman 84 came out only a few weeks before the new year, right?
Yeah, that's not on the list.
With that-
Okay.
But no, I liked Suicide Squad, but
I
liked
loved
the
it.
other ones. Yeah,
I loved it. I liked doing the watch party with the 3 of you guys.
Yeah.
Like that was
Yeah, it was
fun.
good.
Like that was a blast. Like
I guess it meant more to us than it did you, Clark.
yeah.
it was a
and
lot of
Ricky-
fun. Well,
and
No,
Ricky, I guess.
what was it about the Suicide Squad that what would it have needed to fix in order for you to give it the number?
well,
2
just the
spot?
humor. You know, there's the dark humor, the James Gunn stuff that I don't relate to as much. I still really enjoyed it, but there are some parts that where it was a little, you know, the violence and the
It isn't for
I don't want to
everybody.
say the right word.
Totally-
I got a
yeah.
question that'll help clear this up for Clark. What is your favorite James Gunn movie?
Oh yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy.
There it is.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's
not
why.
it's not Slither.
See,
Yeah, it's not Brightburn.
It's
Mine
not
is-
right.
It
mine
wasn't
is-
directed. That was
mine is super.
Super's great.
I like
Yeah.
Brightborn.
No line
Yeah.
butting.
I made the
Brightburn-
mistake.
Brightburn
I
is not his.
started watching Super,
He
You're
wrote
right,
it.
it's
He
not
wrote
his.
it.
not
Yeah.
knowing
He
Yeah.
directed
what, and I'm like, oh no, this is too much. Yeah.
Once you see
I
Pete
think
Davidson's
the
face get blown off, I mean,
The
while that made me very
PG-13
happy,
makes
Yeah.
him. I don't want to say it reins him in, but I feel like it makes him get a little bit more creative with his comedy. Right? You can't just have
Wait.
the punchline be an explosion.
Oh, you're saying the PG-13 helps him, or
Helps him a little
Yeah.
bit.
To be
I don't
clear
think
though, this is just a flavor thing. The guy is
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah,
And-
no,
and-
yeah.
and Suicide Squad was a great movie.
yeah,
So,
that wasn't.
yeah.
It wasn't. I wasn't
It's-
judging
yeah.
you, by the way. I
Mhm.
was just like, I think this helps clear things up. Like, if Guardians is your favorite gun thing, then I can see how Suicide Squad can be
Mhm.
not your favorite gun
Polarizing.
thing. You know,
And
like,
yet,
but still
I'm
entertaining.
loving Peacemaker. As well, it has that, but it has the balance. But then again, we'll get to this. But the opening of it is just one of the greatest things ever, and it just brings me so
Yeah.
much joy. That
How'd you feel about
Yeah.
Cobra Kai, Clark? Or did you?
I
watch it?
love Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cobra Kai was. I finished. I just finished season 4, and but I didn't start watching it until season 3.
Oh, really?
Went to Netflix because I
Lindsay
didn't
and
have YouTube
yeah,
Premium.
So you binged like 1 through 3.
I
once
binged
it
1
came-
through 3. Yeah, and then
Lindsay and I were actually talking about that show versus Cobra Kai.
Yeah, it's
or
like got the
Peacemaker.
same DNA. I feel.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. It does have the same DNA. That's pretty funny.
I need to watch Cobra Kai, but I feel like there's such a big hurdle to
You-
watch
you-
all the movies first.
Do you know how easy it is to watch an hour and a half movie? Like,
they're
mean-
still entertaining. I think.
they're not
Pretty
big
good.
hurdles at all. Like,
Yeah.
It's a hurdle.
we just make you watch 2.5 hours of Peacemaker this week.
I mean, you got to watch
should-
more Spider-Man.
You've watched Howard the
Yeah,
Duck. You should
yeah,
know no pain.
Exactly. You watched Howard the Duck for this show. Like
Yeah.
I just randomly watched both the first two Ninja Turtle movies this week
They
because
just
they
put
were
those
just
up.
there. They were just
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
They put those up this week, I think. Right?
Anyways, we're getting off on a bit of a tangent, but I just wanted to clarify for anybody who needed a quick recap of Peacemaker. This is following the events like we were talking about of the 2021 Suicide Squad by James Gunn. And after making a miraculous recovery, Peacemaker returns home only to discover that his freedom comes at a price. That's basically the small tagline that I was able to pull up. But yeah, it's like it captures a lot of the comedy and of Suicide Squad because it's the same person that's in charge of both, you know. And like James Gunn actually wrote, I don't know if you guys know this, but he wrote the entire first season in 8 weeks during COVID quarantine out of pure boredom, not actually believing the series would ever get picked up.
Wow.
He just wrote it for his own amusement. And then he's like, "Hey, DC, I have this." And they're like, "Of course we'll make it." You know, like,
Yeah. You
of
gave us the
course.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the product of a man just sitting at home with nothing better to do than writing the most ridiculous wackadoo story he could come up with.
And
that
that's one of the
is
reasons why it's so glorious.
It's so glorious. Yes.
That puts into perspective what I do when I'm bored alone at home.
Right.
I really got to put that down and then start writing something.
I mean, he did take 8 weeks. Okay. I don't know if like you can afford to just not work for 8 weeks and stuff. Like, I think that's a thing that not everybody can do, but I'm just saying. But
hey,
even
no
then,
guts, no glory.
Exactly.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah,
shot.
Exactly. But what, like, I guess just the first question. So, like, you know, Clarke was saying we'll get to it later, but like, we'll just get it out there right now.
Yeah,
like,
later is now.
What or who sold you on this show so far?
Oh, it's John Cena, 100%.
You know the guest answers first, right?
No.
You don't know.
One year into this, and I don't know.
Episode 49 of the Den Excelsior.
He's on Not in This House, son.
Not in this house.
I blame the vid.
All right, so we got Ricky's answer, and let's go to Clarke.
I was gonna say Ricky's on borrowed time. Like, he doesn't have time to not answer.
Gotta get it out there.
That's fair.
I might not finish the season.
Oh my god. Okay, Clarke, go.
So for me, I was excited about John Cena because I like John Cena. I actually like him. I actually watched the firefighter movie he did. That was tough, but I like John Cena. So that going into it, and I liked his character in Suicide Squad, and I'm watching it, and when the opening, beautiful music video, the opening started, and I'm watching, I was just like, oh, okay, I'm here, because it's so James Gunn. It's so who we were talking before. He loves sharing music. He loves having music be an integral part of it. And I did a little research, and there's an article in Rolling Stone that's almost just about the opening. And he actually wrote it the first day that he started writing this. So he wrote the whole opening, and he just had the idea, and he wanted it to just be the greatest thing you've ever seen. And he the song is from a Norwegian metal band. Wigwam. And that of course I had never heard of, but just he already knew it and said, oh, I think these lyrics fit great with Peacemaker. But what I love finding out is that the choreography of it, which I totally want to know, was done by someone named Charissa Lee Barton, who is married to Alan Tudyk.
Oh,
and
nice.
So when she sent the choreography over, Alan Tudyk was doing the Peacemaker moves.
Nice.
I so want to see that tape.
That's going to be released at some
so
point.
bad.
Yeah.
Actually,
that's
it
cool.
was. It came out earlier today.
Get Alan Tudyk on the damn show then, please.
The Alan Tudyk thing was released earlier today.
Yeah, there's like a 5-10 second clip of him dancing
Oh, nice.
on the set.
Well,
nice.
We'll
I
have to
need to
find
look
that.
for this.
You'll have to find that.
So, and he talks about how what he wanted it is to be completely goofy, but everybody being absolutely serious.
Just dead face.
Deadpan serious. And this is actually, I've talked about this before. This is one of my favorite forms of comedy, about being absolutely serious about the absurd. And that's what I love of Monty Python. does that and such, and that's one of my favorite forms of comedy. So watching that just really triggered me. I'm like, okay, I absolutely love this.
Why do you poop all over me when I do it then? Why do you do that?
What are you talking about?
Because
Totally
Monty
serious.
Python does it excellently.
Oh man, stupid Monty Python.
Yeah, it's fair.
I've always been in Monty Python's shadow, to be honest.
That's
Is
true.
James Gunn just like a good Zack Snyder? They're both.
Whoa,
both
whoa,
of
whoa,
their-
whoa,
their-
whoa, whoa, whoa! Why did you even put them in the
Well, 'cause-
same
Is he a
Well,
good
because
category?
both of them are
No,
Well, let's
they're
hear 'em out,
both
let's hear 'em
very
out, let's hear 'em out.
musical heavy. Like Zack Snyder, often his movies goes on in like these fucking musical interludes with characters.
Oh
So
my
okay,
God.
wait. So you're
We're-
saying
no,
that
no.
if James Gunn were a video game protagonist, his last boss would be Zack Snyder?
Yes.
No, I like it. I like it better this way, Ricky. Let's reframe the question. Is Zack Snyder the worst James Gunn? Yes. Yes.
Like he's the worst
Okay.
variant.
In Ricky's, I get what you mean about how they both lean heavy into music, but James Gunn doesn't. It's not hitting you over the head with the music. It's the music enhances and accentuates.
What I think that's what makes Zack Snyder such a bad James Gunn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
Because
bad
they
James
both
Gunn.
have the same kind of style of humor with their violence or whatever, the same kind of like nihilistic approach to their violence. But Zack Snyder takes himself way too serious, I think, is the difference.
But also the other one that's overlooked because you're just looking at it from the music angle. But the other important thing to think of is when I see the words written and directed by Zack Snyder, I cringe hard. If I see written and directed by James Gunn, the biggest smile on my face ever.
Well, what was the turning point for Zack Snyder where people were like, was it Watchmen?
That's probably Man of Steel, I would say.
Watchmen came first.
No,
Watchmen came
but
first.
Watchmen was still good though.
No,
I think.
he's saying when they said that was for me when I started saying
was Watchmen.
Watchmen, really?
But 300
Yeah.
was good.
Supposedly.
300 is a great movie that adapts a very small storybook. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't
it's-
like 300 personally.
I like it. It's super manly. I mean, it's like the most macho thing ever. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like, but it captures this like so. You know, it's really hard
that
for
Xerxes
people to.
was a real man's man. He was a
Well,
'Cause I specifically remember the Zack Snyder hate after Watchmen. Like I remember that being
because he chose to change the ending of Watchmen.
I want to
And-
say it was like Sucker Punch. Wait, are we only talking about comic book Zack Snyder, or are we talking about just as a
in general.
filmmaker?
No, but
Sucker Punch was after
Sucker
Watchmen.
Punch was after Watchmen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
I
thought
like
it was Sucker Punch. That
but I
was
was also a teenage boy at that
Well, I
time,
mean,
so.
the question's subjective, right? I started
Yeah.
saying at Watchmen,
Watchmen.
and then by the time I saw the trailer for Sucker Punch, I was like, no.
I thought you didn't like
No.
Sucker Punch because he promised an R rating at Con and then
No,
did not
he didn't.
deliver.
I don't
No,
remember
he-
him promising that.
Yeah, I'm
No.
90% sure he promised an R rating.
No, I didn't like Sucker Punch because he showed me a trailer of Sucker Punch,
Yeah.
and then I was like, no. And we know Joel, we know you like Sucker Punch.
I like Sucker
It's
Punch
okay.
too. I thought it was a
I
kind of
forgot Oscar
cool movie.
Isaac was in that movie.
Yeah. Anyways,
Do you
way
think
off?
any Zack
Thanks,
Snyder
Ricky.
movie? Do you think if James Gunn did any Zack Snyder movie, do you think he can make it 100 times better?
Yes.
Any Zack Snyder movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
And,
trying to think of Earth 2 where Zack Snyder.
dude, I would totally see the Owls of Ga'Hoole by James Gunn.
Oh man,
I would see that movie so hard, and then I would buy it. I would buy it when it came out on DVD or whatever. I
I was thinking
So
like
hard.
Army of the Dead. Like Army of the Dead with James Gunn at the helm would have been
Yeah.
a great movie.
Yes, exactly. Do you know why Dawn of the Dead is such a great movie?
Because
it's
he was
not
reined
written,
in.
because it's not written by Zack Snyder. It's written by James Gunn.
Yeah.
James Gunn's just a way better writer. And so aesthetically, yeah, Zack Snyder has some really cool directing skills when it comes to the visuals. And now I know we've got a
That's a
Zack Snyder fanboy because of that. I'm not even going to repeat that on the for the podcast, but Joel likes Zack Snyder way too much.
Hey, I
Yeah.
just got an email that a Z Snyder just pulled out of our Patreon. Like he's no longer
Dude,
supporting us.
it's okay. Tamora Morrison pulled out last week, so
We-
it's like it's fine. It's fine. But no, I think it's a cool question that you brought up. I get where you're going for it. I think James Gunn's been around a long time though. Like he's been, he started in the Troma movies. And so
Romeo
like
and Juliet, I think, right?
yeah, exactly. So he's just been doing this a lot longer. And he's had to like pull himself up from some really weird situations, including cancellation, So yeah. But Frank, did you get to answer the question of what sold you on this show?
I was gonna say I don't even remember the question. Like at this
know,
point,
right?
like we've gone around the world. We've gone to Zack Snyder being Earth 2 variant of James Gunn. That's incredible, even for this show.
I don't know if
that far into the weeds.
I don't know if Earth 2 is nice is honest enough. Like Earth
35, they get
35,
shittier the lower they are.
Earth 5, yeah.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah.
Actually, Freddie Stroma as a freaking
man.
Vigilante. He was awesome.
You want the most fun fact? It's going to make you like him even more.
Let's go.
He was a replacement actor.
No.
The original guy quit the show during production for creative differences.
Wow.
And they pulled in Freddie Stroma as the backup. He's the Hugh Jackman of this show.
Who's the original?
Yeah. Chris Conrad was the original.
That sounds familiar.
The original Vigilante. But I fully agree with you, Frank. That guy, I love him even more knowing he's the replacement.
Yeah, that's
because
great.
Because like anytime you can step in and just knock it out of the park as hard as that guy did as Vigilante, and it wasn't even you thought you already lost the part, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just amazing.
It would have been the other guys. Like I liked Hardcore and I liked Economists, like, but they had already proven themselves in the Suicide Squad, so I was already on board with them, and I was already on board with Cena. But like Freddie Stroma was like, he was the one that hit me the hardest. But a close second is fucking Judo Master. Judo Master was on point. That guy is great.
Judo Master was quite on point. Just to give you a quick answer for me, if I had to answer it for you, I had an ordered list of what sold me on the show.
That's why we don't ask you anymore, Dennis.
Tiered listed.
Well, it's just a tiered list. It's just really quick. Number one, I agree with Clarke. It was the intro. I think the intro is the greatest thing ever made, and I have watched it 6 times now since it came out yesterday, and I laugh out loud every time I watch it. It is the best thing. It just brings me so much joy. The second thing, Eagly. Because oh my god, that is a freaking CG eagle that hugged that man, and it is the most hilarious gimmick and just off the wall bonkers thing that James Gunn could add to the show. That it's just ridiculous, and it's so good. Number 3, I agree with Ricky. John Cena. John Cena is carrying so much of the awesomeness of this show. And then number 4 is literally everything else. There's nothing I dislike about this show. It's ridiculous. You could list anybody. Vigilante, awesome. Leota, awesome. Harcourt, great. Like everybody. Judo Master, oh my god, he stole the show in the 3rd episode. Everybody's so good. Like Mern,
even Mern, like I wouldn't even think that you would like,
so good.
I feel bad. Like John Cena's always been like, he's been in movies before, but you can always tell there's something there. Like that dude's an entertainer,
and it's like he's a professional wrresler.
He was,
why.
He just needed the chance, and
I don't feel bad for John Cena. You know who I feel bad for? Kevin Nash. Like that poor guy has been doing all the dirt jobs of a professional wrestler his whole life. He was Super Shredder in the second Ninja Turtles movie for like 5 minutes. He's the Russian in Punisher for like one scene. You know what I mean? Like that professional wrestler got the shaft. Like all the ones that have come after that guy have done such a better job transitioning into movies. It took John Cena a little while, but he's amazing, and everybody knows he is now. Exactly.
It's funny in
I
that.
think. Who didn't like him in Trainwreck? Like, he just took a while. Like, I mean, if you go back and look at The Rock's like resume, dude, he did a lot of movies that we're not necessarily proud
And
of. anymore.
He
TV
continues to do
shows.
movies that we're not
Yeah.
necessarily
Yeah,
like Rampage. Rampage wasn't
exactly.
exactly
Yeah,
Oscar bait. That was,
yeah.
I like Rampage.
was
I
it
know.
Oscar bait? No, I liked
Yeah.
it. I liked it too.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't feel
Or
bad
San
for Cena
Andreas.
at all. He's
San Andreas?
he's
Yeah.
hitting his
Yes,
stride.
San Andreas. Yeah.
He's hitting his stride right now. You know.
Yeah,
It's
no, good for him.
cool. Yeah.
But to talk about another one of my favorite parts and with his acting is I really like how it's showing the character arc of Chris from the Suicide Squad to how he is now when he comes back and realizing, oh, maybe I shouldn't murder everybody. And then to go there and really look at, you look at his face and you look at his scene, is really Cena's just hitting it out of the park, as we said, of being a blockhead character, so to speak, of Peacemaker, being like so fixed before, but then having that being chipped away now because of the society, because of how his life is now, and like seeing things chipped away. Like that's one of my favorite parts, and seeing where that's going to go, because I think it's going to be a more difficult journey than he thinks.
I think Leota's the character that's going to help him come through that, because she's also going through a weird journey too, right? She's coming from this crazy place of innocence, like
Yeah.
where she sees the world and believes it to be like this really happy, nice thing. And she has to go to work every day and hear these horrible stories about her mom. And so she's having her reality, like her belief system, broken down in the same way that Peacemaker is, but from the other end of the spectrum, right? Like it's pretty cool. Like I love that. Like I love her so much. Danielle Brooks, like she was on Orange is the New Black for I don't know how many seasons, but
She played
she's
Piper.
no, she did not play Piper.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I can't tell if you're joking.
I'm joking. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I was doing that humor. I thought it wasn't funny, guys. I thought
Look
you laughing. I thought it wasn't funny.
It's not. I can't tell with you sometimes, Frank. I can't.
Who was the dude from Scary Movie that played Baby Dick that plays a cop in this one? I forget that actor's name.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I feel real bad about it.
Lachlan Monroe.
Yeah, Lachlan Monroe. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for that one.
That guy and his partner is really awesome. Everyone's pretty awesome in this movie. I can't. Yeah, like you, I can't sing everyone's praises enough.
Something that's that might go unspoken unless I say it right now is those two actually played good cops that like went by the book when they were checking all the doors, and then Lachlan Monroe's like, hey, remember that one didn't open the door, and so they're going to come back to it. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen that in a movie ever or a show. Yeah. Like, and it's unfortunate that like they did do everything by the book, and then they get totally served false information, and like it's hilarious. It just makes for the funniest story ever that Peacemaker's dad is the guy that Task Force X serves up as the fall guy. Ridiculous. For all of it. His dad, played by Robert Patrick.
Freaking
T-1000. We find out the White Dragon.
Oh man. Tell us everything you know about the White Dragon, Frank.
I know nothing about the White Dragon. I only know that he's played by white characters. That's it. That's it.
He is a Klansman leader in the comics.
Oh, is he really?
He's like a super suit, though, right?
Yeah, he is a Ku Klux Klan super villain.
Oh man,
that name has been adopted by several different people throughout the years, and so yeah, and then
that's
the
great
cops
because like
no
matter what you do to those kind of characters, like it's great. You can just do whatever you want to those kind of characters.
It's true.
It feels justified.
Well, I also like, sounds weird, enjoy the extent that they're going with it. Like he is like super racist in the show. Like they are not sugarcoating it. Like, but they're not dancing around it. He's not trying to play like a coy racist who's only racist in private.
Yeah, when he was dropping F-bombs that aren't fuck, I was like, "Oh man, did I mishear that? Is this Bill and Ted? Like, did I mishear this?"
Stereotyping the cops and shit. Like this dude doesn't give a fuck.
Well, here's the funny part that goes back to what Lindsay and I were talking about this show, and then I kind of compared it to Cobra Kai, And what it is like there's a weird line, right? Because like a lot of shows nowadays, they're written you could use the word negatively or positively, but with a woke perspective, right? And the thing is that most fans generally respond better when the woke stuff is delivered alongside very alpha type characters, right? And sometimes it even helps if you have some of your alphas that completely go against woke behavior or woke mentality, right? So
like Johnny.
Like Johnny, exactly,
Johnny
from
Lawrence,
Cobra
yeah.
Kai.
The only
Cobra
pronouns are sensei and student.
Exactly. Cobra Kai isn't actually a really woke, and I mean that in the positive way, TV show, right? It's a really cool show with a lot of people that are constantly trying to like show him what he's doing wrong. He learns eventually throughout the course of the show, right, Johnny? But it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work, dude. Seeing his character Peacemaker and his dad by extension, those are ridiculous characters. While everybody else is trying so hard to show him show them how inappropriate they are, they're gonna fail with the dad for sure. There's no fixing that dad.
You don't think he comes around?
No.
He becomes the dragon of color or something like that, or
He's the Benetton dragon.
Okay, you know what? You know what though? If the dad does come around, it's even more the best show ever. Like if they can turn the dad, if they can redeem the dad. Yeah, if they can redeem the dad, greatest show ever. But you know what? I'm not putting the pressure on them if they can't. It's okay if they can't. But oh man.
But even the stuff with Peacemaker too, like where they're like, "Oh, you only kill minorities," like he's it's funny. Those bits are funny. Like that's some boys level comedy. Like
yeah,
that it's really. I don't want to say shocking, but it's kind of neat to see in like a DC show, you know.
Yeah.
Like
well, just in a comedy show in general, I think a lot of shows tend to tiptoe around topics like that, but this one just dives head in.
It's a balancing act, right? Because The Boys does it too. The Boys is very woke, but it gives you the stuff that feels inappropriate, right?
Yeah.
And
it's
so,
like who's that comedian that we like, Mayfeld from
Bill Burr.
Mandalorian? Yeah, Bill Burr. It's like Bill Burr. He does the same thing. He's woke, but not.
Well, Bill Burr, all he does is repeat what other people say, and then he presents it to you, and then you may or may not think that it's his opinion, but he doesn't actually like give his opinion often. And it's a very clever way of staying out of the argument. You know what I mean? But it's pretty funny. But people think he's controversial. But like when I watch him, I'm like, he's really just saying what other people say, and then making you decide how you feel about it. You know? So
yeah,
it's clever. It's clever, and that is to an extent what these shows are doing, right? So like. I apologize to anybody who's upset because they just figured out that these shows they like are actually woke, but they are.
We're gonna get spammed now. It's gonna say stuff.
They are, but yeah. Okay, curious. What like? Do you guys know anything about the Peacemaker in the comics? And like, and do you feel like you could answer what this did better, worse, or differently?
I'm gonna say 90% of the characters in the Suicide Squad, I didn't freaking know. I only kind of knew them because maybe I've seen them in the background, but I didn't really know them. The only one I knew was like Ratcatcher, and that's because I knew Ratcatcher 1, not Ratcatcher 2. I don't even know if there's a Ratcatcher 2 in the comics. I knew Harley Quinn, obviously.
I don't think there is.
Rick Flag and Captain Boomerang, and I think that was it.
He's one of the older characters for sure, but
and Starro. I didn't know the Thinker. I didn't know Savant. I didn't.
No idea, and I don't care.
But that's the point, right?
That's kind of feels bad.
It's like an open book for what they want to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I don't want to go back and read old Peacemaker comics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with Guardians too. Like I didn't really know anyone but Yondu, and I think that was it. Yondu and Rocket, actually, I knew.
I knew Groot.
You knew Groot.
Yeah. So just to be clear, so you guys don't feel bad. I don't think you do, but
oh no.
Peacemaker was actually a character not created by DC Comics.
Mm-hmm.
He was created in the Charlton comics. I can't remember. I think those are the ones responsible for Captain Marvel 2. I could be wrong, because there was like acquisitions. There used to be a lot more there used to be a lot more comic book companies back in the day, and
AKA
then like
Shazam, right?
AKA Shazam. Well, he was Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
back
Captain
then,
Marvel,
yeah. But DC and Marvel just, as they got bigger and bigger, they just bought up all the smaller ones.
Captain
And
Marvel's Wiz Comics.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. They absorbed all these littler comics, and so they just own them, and they own the rights to them and everything. So the original Peacemaker appeared in Fightin' 5, number 40, 1966, November.
Oh, wow.
Created by Joe Gill and Pat Boyette. So the thing is, though, like after they bought him, they didn't really do much with him, and then like at one point they created like Earth 4 or whatever. They had a remake. They remade the character to look pretty different. He was just
Earth
there
4
for
the one
a few
with
stories.
No Zack Snyder and it's all James Gunn.
Yeah, something
Is that
like
that one? Okay.
No, it's some other story, whatever.
Okay.
But then they've done so many reboots in their universe that like actually the official time that Christopher Smith Peacemaker has appeared for the first time in DC Comics, 2019.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Yeah.
2019. And you want to know his whole gimmick is he will kill every man, woman, and child to preserve peace. And that's it. That's his entire shtick. That's pretty much the entirety of who that character is. He appeared in like a big giant crossover they were doing with the Watchmen, where they were doing some event where Dr. Manhattan was like impacting
Doomsday
the whole
Clock.
universe.
Doomsday Clock.
Exactly. The Doomsday Clock number 9 is where he first appeared in DC Comics.
No way. That's crazy.
And he was just one of the many, many heroes that marched on Mars to try and attack Dr. Manhattan and got defeated. and then later on, Suicide Squad. He's in the comics, Suicide Squad. So like, don't feel bad for not knowing the character, because the character really doesn't exist much outside of what John Cena's and James Gunn is giving us. And that, I think, like to what Ricky was saying, that's the point, right? So like, people are always saying, James Gunn, fix all of DC. And he's like, no, I don't want to, because James Gunn only likes to play with the characters that people don't know crap about, because it's way easier. Because you
where
can
Zack Snyder fucked up.
Well,
exactly.
They also give him, it gives him more leeway. He gets a lot more slack to do whatever he wants with unknowns.
And he gets to make an HBOMAX TV show, because HBO and Warner Brothers don't give a crap about what happens to Peacemaker. You know what I mean? He can literally do whatever he wants.
I mean, talking about, again, how good is writing in those world building. One of my favorite lines and sequences in Suicide Squad is when Peacemaker gives the line, I will kill, I love peace with all my heart, and I will kill every man, woman, and children to get it. And Ratcatcher 2 is like, it turns to Polka Dot Man, and he says, I thought you were the crazy one. And he goes, I am. That's just brilliant. On all from all those characters. Yeah. And seeing Peacemaker, again, like have that, and like when he's doing that contest with Bloodsport, right?
Yeah. Where they're killing all
like
the freedom fighters.
All the freedom fighters silently. They didn't know they were freedom fighters. It's a spoiler.
We just ruined it for them. Damn.
Yeah. And just to be clear, Peacemaker has appeared peppered throughout DC Comics like once in a while. But I'm saying the incarnation that we're seeing today, this version, first time, 2019. So like, it's pretty funny. It's just funny that like we're just getting something that's, I mean, he was already, when did the movie come out? 2021, right? So he was writing the movie probably like 5 minutes after that comic got printed, right? Like
he probably just read that line in the comic and like it just sparked something in his head. And
can I use him? Sure. We don't care.
I'm a little bored. I guess I'll write this movie.
Yeah. Well, the movie was written during the pandemic, so it had to be written like
during boredom
in the last 2 years, right? Like
was
2020.
I felt like the movie was already announced before the pandemic.
Oh, sorry. I said. I meant to say the show.
Wasn't it announced at the Fandom? Which is like
the movie. The movie was announced, or the movie got its first trailer. The trailer in 2020.
Oh, the trailer was in Fandom.
Yeah.
Because
but I'm saying
it happened fairly quick after he dipped from Marvel.
Yeah,
DC scooped him up for
right
within months.
And that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That movie probably got written 5 minutes after Peacemaker was printed on paper, and then the comic or in the show got written, like in the last 2 years or something like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's funny. It's really just I think that's what makes this so accessible too, right? Like for anybody who's like afraid, like these characters. I'm afraid to watch all these Marvel movies or watch these DC movies because I don't know the characters and I don't know any. Dude, Peacemaker's the one. Like I promise you, there's nobody out there that actually knows significantly more than you do about Peacemaker.
What are the butterflies, or are they a thing?
Exactly.
I don't know them. Or beyond right now, I don't know Vigilante.
Stuff I'm looking online.
I googled it.
It's
People
Blue Beetle centric, but I have no idea what that means.
I doubt it is. People have all got theories, but they have nothing concrete because James Gunn could do whatever the hell he wants.
Amanda Waller is the only character in the whole show that I have any previous knowledge of, and
exactly,
and that's fine, especially for the role that she plays.
The Vigilante has appeared in the Arrowverse before, but totally different take on it, But again, these are just these are the characters that usually CW gets tossed because
Yep.
DC doesn't want to use let them go anywhere else. You know what I mean? So
you can't have this character. You can't have Guardian, but you can have Vigilante.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that the charm of this show is it's super accessible. And even that was the charm of the Suicide Squad too, right? Like that movie. You can watch that movie without watching anything else in the DCEU and still have a great time. If you want to know more about Harley Quinn, you could watch the other movies.
You don't have to watch Javelin 1 through 3 first.
Exactly.
Yeah, Javelin 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Good old Savant. Savant Part 2, I think, is where he really hit his stride.
Yeah, but Michael Rooker's always been a great actor. So.
Yes.
Right. He's Mary Poppins. He played Mary Poppins in that one movie.
But for fun, since you guys asked the question, do you have predictions? It's pretty hard to predict the mind of James Gunn.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't predict that. No way.
But what I guess let's
in episode 8, Weasel.
Let's
that'd be awesome.
That. Weasel could come back.
That's great.
Let's reframe that question to be that. What would you have fun seeing show up in the show? In the next,
I would be happy.
Okay, Clarke goes first.
Yeah, Clarke goes first. Sorry.
unless you're actively dying, Ricky.
Unless your fever's at 103, and then in case, and
I can go measure it right now. It probably is
at 102. That's a no go. Clarke goes first.
I was saying, I think they're going to continue with his sort of quest to maybe not be just a killer, be defined as a killer, and he's going to totally fail at that. Go ahead. I think he's going to still have to kill just tons of people. With as far as who do I want to see, say come into it. Okay, I'm going to be honest. When I first saw the character, the Kung Fu, it's not Kung Fu Kid. It's
Judo Master.
Judo Master. When I first saw Judo Master, I thought that it was like the kid version of the Detachable Kid because the costume looks very similar. And I was like, well, there's no way they got Nathan Fillion into this. So did they get his junior sidekick? And then I found out that it was Kung Fu Master. And then that was awesome. But so who else coming in? I think they might have strangers, but I would actually be super thrilled and hilarious if they got one of the big names to pop in just for a little bit.
That's where I'm with.
I mean,
I don't know why. I was shocked that Viola was in the first episode, and I was really happy. I was really happy with it too, because they added so much depth to her character just with one scene.
One chat with her daughter. And I was like, wow, that's depth. That's cool.
Because her daughter's a cool person, right? And so you're like, whoa, Waller's not a complete asshole. It just added so much to her character. It was really cool.
See, it's interesting, but I didn't view it as much like that because I still thought, wow, Waller's even using her daughter as a tool and manipulating her.
You think it was a manipulation that wasn't sincere?
True, but I think she can.
I don't, because I think Waller's character that's savable. I think in every version that I've ever seen of her, she's always been just completely unredeemable.
Yeah, but I think
So-
that James Gunn is exactly the kind of person that
which
would want
would
to
surprise,
redeem her.
which would surprise me. I'd be interested, and this is exactly how it would, to reflecting with his daughter. But I think that would be hilarious if the Flash or like some like major.
Oh, the Flash. Oh, you're talking about real people.
No, I mean like a
The
real
real people. I thought you were talking about okay.
No, I'm not talking about like other suicides like Harley, but if Superman showed up, or even if it was Shazam style, where it's just the stuntman below the
Superman below the waist,
the neck.
shows
Yeah,
up.
bring in a big gun.
Uh-oh, Ricky's making demands now.
No,
Now
He's
he's
gonna be
gonna
mad.
be pissed. He's gonna be
Better do it.
pissed.
I'm not gonna be pissed.
Again, fine if they're not, but that would just be surprising to me because it's already so separate. But James Gunn is, as I said, or as we've all said, he's just going anywhere with this, and that's what's exciting because we have no idea where it's going to go, and embracing that you have to, because otherwise the show will start to get a little annoying. You got to just embrace that it could go anywhere.
Bring even like a Joe Man. What is it? Joe Man.
Deathstroke.
Yeah, bring in a Deathstroke. I could see him
being in a Slade Wilson.
Yeah,
to get us a Wade Slade
weird dude in a mask.
Okay,
Slade
I just don't want Jesse
Eisenberg.
Okay, bring him back too.
No, bring him back, man.
Yeah.
Bring him back. Have him pee
The
in a
red coats
jar.
are coming. The red coats are coming.
Frank, who do you want?
Man, I don't mind. I was hoping for Ratcatcher because she was probably one of my favorites from.
She was a good character, man.
From the Suicide Squad. So, but I wouldn't mind seeing like Tamura Morrison as Abin Sur. That'd be great. Reprise his legendary role.
I forgot.
But no. I hope whatever they do with it.
He was Abin Sur, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
God, he's awful in everything. He's so bad all the time.
One might argue that's why the movie Green Lantern sucked.
Yeah.
No, but I really hope that out of anything, Peacemaker or just DC, Warner Brothers in general, kind of keeps this Peacemaker-ish type tone throughout the universe, because I think it really serves them well. I think this kind of it's almost a meta tongue-in-cheek look at the superhero genre, and I think it really works for them, and I think they really need to keep up with it, because the whole Zack Snyder, the Earth 2 James Gunn stuff does not work for them. I don't think people respond to that as well.
Well, I think that's a funny thing that you brought up, because Lindsay actually was, when we were talking about it, watching the show, she was saying, well, DC's way better at doing this dark, weird looks at their characters, and I'm like, I don't, or doing the wackadoo stuff, and I'm like, I don't think it's that DC's better at it. It's that at this point, DC is ready to burn the whole thing down. And they're ready. They're willing to just let anything fly. And that's what's fun about it, right? Marvel can't at this point, like, because people look at the Eternals and they get mad and they want a table flip, because it's the Eternals is too different from everything else that's been done before. And so like it's their fans that are putting them in this box and not allowing them to breathe and do these weird stuff. DC, the fans are like, can we just get a good thing, please? Can we get one thing?
Just give us Mr. Mind. Fuck it.
Exactly. And dude, like I like with the butterflies, I actually was hoping for Mr. Mind, but then I remembered Mr. Mind was actually teased at the end of Shazam.
Yeah.
And so I'd rather leave Mr. Mind to Shazam. But yeah, I think just keep embracing the weird and keep promising weird stuff that like no one else is going to deliver. Dude, what would make me super happy? The opposite of what you guys have been requesting. Give me actual Batmite.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah. That was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
to confirm Batmite's existence in this universe.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, he confirmed imps. He confirmed imps in general, like as if they were just a thing that happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he said it's real, right?
Because he confirmed.
That's what I'm saying.
It's real.
Yeah, to confirm it in their universe.
Who plays Batmite?
The best one that's ever been is Pee-wee.
Paul Rubens.
Yeah, Paul Rubens. He's pretty great. I
Yeah,
mean, at this
they'll
point,
get Chris Pratt to play him.
if you do Batmite, it's a CG character, man. It's
Yeah.
just a freaking CG character. It's
Or
ridiculous.
hire like Martin Short or someone like kind of oddly short, but like still like kind of quirky fun.
Yeah.
There's
But
got
at least, right?
do we have a Martin Short of this generation? Do we have
Yeah.
anyone like that?
It's called
Kevin
Master,
Hart.
dude.
Oh no, Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito is Batmite.
No, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart would be great too.
Danny DeVito as Batmite is pretty interesting.
Okay, that would be fun.
But yeah, no, I don't really care like what they do. Just keep doing weird because
I agree with you. Like you asked, what would be interesting? That would make me happy. But the number one thing, exactly like you said, keep being weird. I don't care what direction you go, but keeping it that, because one of the things that what I realized why the show is so good so far is it's so cool to see not only the actors, but then the studio just put so much trust in James Gunn, because you could totally tell that the actors, they're like, okay, whatever you say, we're going to do it. And that's why you get the crazy opening. And that's why you get
dating
the
one of
lines
them.
and stuff. So I that's so refreshing when to see everyone put so much trust in someone that has so much talent. And yeah, so it's exciting. Be crazy. Go any way you want.
The show is live action Harley Quinn. It's like if you took the zaniness of the Harley Quinn cartoon or animated series and you just made it live action. That's what this is. Like every time I see the characters like Judo Master or Vigilante, I'm like, these characters exist in the same universe as Batman and Superman. And that's hilarious and awesome because like they look so stupid. And so good, man. It's so
They
good.
didn't even give up the helmet. Like they make him keep they even
doubled
upgraded his
down,
helmet.
yeah,
They doubled
down
yeah.
on the helmet.
So
They
good.
double down.
But one of the things that I didn't like at first, that goes along with that, is when they did frame his dad, when like they had to do the fingerprints, and like really, so the smart guy chose the worst person he possibly could. The first time that happened, I was annoyed. I'm like, really? That's so stupid. And then when they did it again, I realized, oh, they're just going, and then I had to let go. And then I loved it because I like again.
But he literally gets called out for it because
yes.
of it. And he's like,
and I started liking it after that. But that first moment and the fact that then they called him out for it, I'm like, okay, good.
You were in the bathroom, and I didn't know if you were doing a number 1 or 2. I mean, honestly,
I'm just saying, like, that's what I got.
Smart is relative, right? You could be a computer wizard and have really bad judgment, and I totally read that as John Economos, and that's why he's never really advanced like far in his job. He's that guy, and so it totally amuses me. But man, if the end game of this story is the redemption of the White Dragon, that would be the most hilarious thing ever, man. Like I don't even understand how that could work, but I'm down for that. If you can redeem somebody like that, that's just amazing. But
I also like the Sturphausens, the people whose apartment that that Peacemaker broke into.
Sturphausen's the girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
But but you're talking about Amber and Evan.
Amber and Evan. That's it. Amber and Evan.
Yeah. They're hilarious, man. Those characters are so good.
Yeah, they were fantastic, and that was cool that they called it back later.
Yeah, she's like, "Can I?" It's definitely not the hot guy.
Yeah, so good,
so good. Well, you know what's weird about this conversation is like we haven't really been combative or having to argue with each other. So, Frank, do you think you could help us with that?
I got nothing bad to say about the show, to be honest.
Not even a nerd fight.
Oh! I see what you're saying. Oh, it was a segue. I missed it. Damn it!
I caught that one.
That was good. Frank.
You guys are the worst. Well, so we talked about, or I read in an interview with John Cena that James Gunn told him that the character Peacemaker was like a dude bro douchey Captain America, and to play it like that. And don't read up on Peacemaker. Don't look into it or anything like that. So, with that in mind, Let me share the screen.
While he preps that, Lindsay has a nerd fight. Who wins? Amber versus Evan. I'm pretty sure Amber won, but
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to.
Amber got a 3-way with Vigilante and Peacemaker, so I think she won.
He
Hold
had
on,
the
let me
mask
figure-
on.
He had the mask on.
He kept it on. Okay,
Poor
there we go.
Evan. 7 years of never listening to his wife talk about Cinderella.
All right.
I mean,
So,
what was he doing?
Dude bro douche Captain America versus dude bro douche Captain America.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Who wins? We're gonna even give Walker the super soldier serum as
Peacemaker
depicted.
versus John Walker. Huh?
John
Wa-
Walker.
yep.
Who
You think
wins
John Walker?
this?
Yeah.
I would say
Wait,
John Walker
wait,
in an
wait, he's
actual
got-
fight.
He's got the serum. If he's got the serum, Walker wins.
You think so? Like Peacemaker's got gadgets, and he vaporized that woman, that butterfly.
He
with his
He
helmet.
does have that helmet. Hmm.
Yeah,
But
but
not in this picture.
Yeah, they're all the same helmet.
No, they're
No,
not.
they're not.
The one with the
They-
Sonic has a blue stripe.
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it
Oh,
does.
really? I didn't even notice that.
The helmet's at different shape, and the one that
They're all-
gives you
they're all a little
scabies
different.
is different.
Why
Okay.
wouldn't you give all those things in one helmet? Like, why
Yeah.
would? Why is it like Iron Man?
Because it's so much funnier that way.
Yeah, I
dude.
guess you got
Yes.
a point. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you guys are all unanimous with Walker. You think Walker wins?
Yep.
Dang.
I mean,
Walker.
it's not.
Especially if Walker has a shield.
You're asking us which one wins a fight, right? Because
Yeah.
which one is cooler is Peacemaker. Like,
Peacemaker's
Yes.
shown to be more formidable in combat, though, especially with weapons.
Well,
I
all
mean-
you have to do is shoot his bullet.
Do you think Walker can shoot his bullets?
Yeah, but Walker the
No,
shield.
he's got a big shield.
All right,
he's
all
got a
right.
vibranium shield.
Walker wins this one. Let's go to the next one. Who
You bumped Frank
wins
out on that one?
No,
at
we did
playing
one different.
Spider-Man, X-Men, Arcade's Revenge?
Definitely
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Peacemaker for sure.
You think Peacemaker beats Walker at that?
I feel
Walker's
like
got super
Peacemaker,
soldier serum reflexes.
but I feel like Peacemaker is just like. Did you see his trailer? I'm pretty sure he sits around and just plays video games all day.
Never heard
His
of this
trailer literally looks like my room.
I
Is
know.
this the arcade game?
I know. No.
No,
You don't
It's
remember that
literally
one?
it literally says Super Nintendo Entertainment System on the
No, but
box.
he said Frank said arcade though.
Oh, versus Arcade.
It's called Arcade's Revenge.
Arcade's Revenge. Yeah,
Yeah.
Arcade
Yeah.
was the villain of it.
So
Oh,
the
okay.
premise is that Arcade set each of these guys up with their own like villains or whatever that they have to fight, and you choose which hero you want to go through. But the trick is you can't win any of them because this game hates you.
Nice.
All right, next one. Who wins at facial exercising? Who is the
Definitely
better?
seen it. Definitely Peacemaker.
Yeah.
I don't
Cena.
know, man. John Walker was being a real big crybaby, especially
And-
toward
yeah, when
he
you
lost
when you
Captain
kill his
America
best
status.
friend.
Oh yeah. But
You
Peacemaker
say you
looked
didn't
better
have it.
crying though.
Yeah.
He
You
did.
think
He
so?
did.
Better than Tobey Maguire for sure.
Yeah. And Andrew Garfield. Better than both.
That'll be
Yeah.
the subject of the next verses for sure. Who's the better
Okay.
crier? All right.
What about Ricky? Where do you go on this one?
John Cena.
Cena's the better
nice.
crier.
He's crying in that bed pretty hard.
That was actually a good scene because it was funny and emotional at the same time. It was like sad, funny, dramatic. It was good.
I was a little bummed that Encanto didn't make me do my facial exercises. Like, definitely Up did. I think Inside Out
The-
definitely did with freaking Bing Bong.
I promise
The,
you, the
reminder
more
of
you
intergenerational problems didn't,
the
didn't,
more-
I did.
bring you
the
to
more you watch Luisa's song, the more you'll feel it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched it.
I don't
I
know.
watched it. I've watched it twice already.
I'm not an
And I'm
older
just-
sibling, so
I'm not there. So, all right.
You don't have
Last
to be
one.
an older sibling to appreciate what they do for you, Ricky. You get that, right? Like,
no, you do.
oh my god.
Well, I'm an older.
There's a whole
sibling.
song about it.
I wasn't digging it.
Uh,
I definitely like the Bruno song, and I kind of wanted to do facial exercises when the house started going, and I'm all like, man, that was the house, and then I was all like, man, that's a house. Who cares? It's no Sebastian. It's no Eagly.
I don't know. Shit got pretty real in the grandma's
hey,
backstory. got
hey
played.
guys. Hey,
Hmm?
get back on track. Get back
Oh,
on
last-
track.
Last one. Who does facial exercises more during Spider-Man No Way Home?
Well, ideally, John Walker would know about, like, he's Spider-Man's real in his world, right?
Oh, that's fair. I didn't
Yeah.
even consider that
Yeah.
angle.
So does that make him cry? He's probably crying in that movie because the Statue of Liberty fell down.
Well, if that's the case, then he'd have watched the Tobey Maguire ones because that was pretty influential, and he'd be about age appropriate.
I'm so confused right now.
I'm gonna agree, especially Ricky, because the Captain America. They put the Captain America shield on the Statue of Liberty, and then it
Yeah.
fell.
Yeah.
Walker would be crying.
Yeah, he'd be crying.
I'm confused. I'll go with Peacemaker just because nobody else is.
Fair enough. All right, that's
yeah.
the end. That's the end of my
Nice.
show. That's the end of.
We also got a special request. I don't know, based on the way these guys are talking about it, Selena. I don't feel like comfortable being the only person defending this movie. It feels a
No,
little.
I'd
feels a
say
little
that's
awkward.
not the best song.
I liked it. All right. I liked the
I
music
didn't
too.
say it's the best song. I said it's the song that makes you want to do facial exercises. It doesn't have to be the best song and make you cry.
I think the Bruno one, was the best song, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, most of the world agrees with you because it's the #1 song on Spotify.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
#1 on Spotify? Just Spotify.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's like Let It Go almost. That's
We
Let
don't
It Go
talk
level.
about Spotify.
There's no
Mhm.
way it was better than Let It Go though. That's crazy.
No, I mean right now.
No.
I mean,
What I'm saying is like I don't think Let It Go was the #1 song on Spotify, was it?
Oh, I don't know. I
But
mean,
Spotify
it
was
all
in a different
depends.
position then.
Yeah, how many people were using Spotify then versus now?
I feel like
you
there's
know?
more people in the world that would enjoy it. We don't talk about it.
But-
look, somebody's
but
got
what-
taste.
when I'm-
Somebody's got taste. I'm just saying.
When I'm scrolling through TikTok, though, yeah, Louisa's song and Bruno are the two that I see the most.
Yeah,
Okay.
agreed.
There's only like 3 songs
Well-
in the movie, right?
No, there's the family
Oh my God.
Madrigal. There's the
We
perfect
got
sister.
we
There's the
Oh yeah.
we gotta move this to the soapbox, guys. This is getting weird.
Oh, we're turning into the Encanto show, everyone.
Yeah.
Guys, just to be clear, we love Peacemaker so much that
we
it,
talk
somehow
about
we talk
Encanto.
about Encanto. Yeah.
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 No, really, if you haven't watched Peacemaker yet, and I don't know how you stuck around with us this long, but really go watch it. It's super funny. It's super weird, and it just like it. Sometimes it makes you feel stuff that you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know I was gonna feel that. But yeah, it's a clever thing, and I look forward to talking about it for the next 5 weeks because it's gonna be around every week. But yeah, so just to be clear, next week you can check back with us because we'll have our good friend Nas here to talk more about Peacemaker. But for now, thanks to Clarke, Frank, and Ricky for nerding out with me today. If you'd like to take a moment to let people know where they can find you, now's your chance. I rephrased that because I know I
Crickets.
always put you guys on the spot.
all right. Host goes first.
No.
Well,
Clarke goes
unless
first.
Ricky, what's your temperature at, Ricky?
Clarke goes first, right there.
Exactly. So that's what I was going to say. You can see me lately at LancerRadioNetwork.org. Orange.
Orange is the new black.
So the last thing that I just did is we did coverage of the Rose Parade, and we did an hour of pre-parade coverage, and that's on LancerRadioNetwork.org. And I produced a number of segments on that, and it's really good stuff. If you like Rose Parade and you want to know about some of the floats and the band fest and some of the other activities that were there, it's just about an hour of footage. That's the latest thing that I've done. So check it out.
Awesome. Cool. And then obviously for our show that's coming after this, you can go to patreon.com/genxmedia to watch the soapboxing. You don't have to watch it tonight if you don't want to. You can go there whenever, and as of next Wednesday, the episode that we're about to record tonight will be available to the public. So feel free to check it out there. There's a lot of free stuff actually on our Patreon because we only charge for a handful
We're
of
cool
things.
like that.
What's up?
We're cool like that.
Yeah, we're cool like that. There's a lot of free stuff, so don't be like thrown off by the name Patreon. Yeah, Frank, I think you're good at letting people know what they can do if they like the show.
Yeah, they could write in, watch Encanto, and let us know what you think. No, they can smash that like button. They can comment because that really helps our numbers, helps our metrics, and like it, and then definitely give us money on Patreon. Give us all the money. Send us your wallet. We're the wallet inspectors. We'll treat it with respect. Don't worry.
Yes, and thanks to the patrons that are already supporting our growth, and to our audience for tuning in. And yeah, I think that's all we got. Thanks for watching Den Excelsior, True Believers. Enough said.
Peace out.